The decision to go camping was supposed to be my salvation. After the divorce, the silence in my apartment was deafening, and the only cure I could think of was the profound silence of the deep wilderness. I found the coordinates on an obscure online forum. A spot in the Helena Lewis and Clark National Forests, so remote it wasn't on any official map. It promised absolute solitude. I loaded my truck with a week's supplies and my rifle, telling my brother only a vague direction I was heading. I needed to be alone to forget. I had no idea I was driving towards a memory the forest itself refused to let die. After 4 hours of driving and a brutal final stretch on an overgrown service road, I found the clearing. It was perfect except for one thing. An old olive-green tent, faded and weathered, stood on the far side. It looked like it had been there 4 decades, with patches of black mold spreading across its roof. The silence was unnerving. I called out, but no one answered. The zipper was partly open, and a foul, sweet and sour stench of decay poured out. Inside, I found an empty sleeping bag, some rusted soup cans, and a small, water-stained notebook. Its pages were filled with nothing but tally marks, grouped in 7s, page after page. The last page had 42 groups. Someone had been counting something out here for over 8 months. A chill went down my spine, but I wrote it off as the relic of some lonely hermit. I set up my own camp a good distance away, the strange tent always in my line of sight. The first night, the forest's true nature revealed itself. I was jolted awake by whispers. Not the wind, but clear. Hushed voices, 2 or 3 of them having a conversation just 20 feet from my tent. I froze, my hand closing around the cold steel of my rifle. Then came the footsteps, circling my tent with a slow, predatory patience. They weren't trying to be quiet. I heard the rustle of the grass, the soft crunch of dirt under bare feet. Then a hand grabbed my tent zipper and yanked it violently. When the clips held, a frustrated scratching began, like long fingernails trying to tear through the synthetic fabric. I have a gun. I screamed, my voice cracking. Get the hell away from me. The scratching stopped. For a moment, there was only the sound of my own pounding heart. Then I heard them running, their footsteps scattering in different directions, fading into the trees. At first light, I burst from my tent, rifle raised. The clearing was empty. But the old, moldy tent was gone, not dismantled. Gone. There was no impression in the grass, no holes from stakes. It had vanished as if it had never been there. My blood ran cold. I scanned the ground and saw them, dozens of bare footprints, all different sizes, encircling my camp. They led to a large pine tree at the clearing's edge. Fresh, deep gouges were cut into its bark. 7 groups of 7 vertical lines, and the first mark of an 8th group. The tally from the notebook was here, being continued. And then I saw the worst of it. Tied to a low branch with fishing line was a dead squirrel, its body arranged in a grotesque, unnatural pose. It wasn't a hunter's kill. It was a message. A threat. I packed my gear with shaking hands, my back to the tree line, expecting an attack at any moment. I threw everything into the truck, the engine roaring to life in the oppressive silence. As I desperately reversed down the narrow, overgrown path, I saw a flicker of movement in my rearview mirror. Back in the clearing, where my tent had been, 3 figures now stood. They were gaunt, dressed in tattered, dark clothing, their faces pale and indistinct. They didn't chase me. They just stood there, watching me flee. One of them slowly raised an arm and pointed, not at me, but at the tree with the fresh tallies. I never reported it. What would I say? But I understand now. The hermit who left that notebook didn't just count the days. He was counting the nights he survived. The things in those woods, The whispers and the footsteps, they don't just haunt a place. They claim it, and they use the memories of those who came before their tents. Their tall lies, their terror as bait for the next soul seeking solitude. I went into the woods to escape my past. I ended up stumbling into someone else's eternal nightmare. A nightmare that is now and forever a part of my own.